It's time for your home with Elise McCollumn from Bullfrog Construction on AM 1480 WLEA. Here's Elise.
Well, good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Welcome to Your Home. My name is Elise McCollumn from Bullfrog Construction, and I'm glad you've joined us this morning. I will be your host for the next 30 minutes here on Your Home. And we are actually, Your Home is a bi-weekly talk show focusing on all aspects of home ownership. Each show will feature a guest or guests who specialize in some aspect of home maintenance, repair, remodeling, and any and all aspects of your home, both inside and out. We even have a few surprises along the way throughout the year. And as a reminder, normally we give out the Bullfrog Tip of the Week every week. This week, because we have a special guest on the show and we don't want to take 1 minute away from our guest this week, we will not be doing a Bullfrog Tip of the Week this week, but we will be back with that again in 2018. I can say that now, or it's right around the corner from us. If you have if you'd like to ask a question, or you have a concern, or something that you'd like to, have read over the air on the show, you can email me at elise@bullfrogconstructionllc.com. That's Elise, E-L-I-S-E, at bullfrogconstructionllc.com, or you can text me at 585-737-4553, 585-737-4553. And I've got to tell you, I've been so excited about having this show right now, this particular show. I was lucky enough to be able to secure an actual meeting with Santa Claus himself. And I've been wanting to interview Santa Claus and talk to Santa Claus in a real, one-on-one way since I was a young kid, because I'm a believer. I believe in Santa Claus, and I'm so thankful that, Santa, you're able to join us here today.
Well, thank you very much, Elise. It's my pleasure to take time out of my day to come down here and help you.
Oh, man, I'm so excited, boy. People are, kids were writing me notes, and people have been saying, Elise, you got to ask Santa this and ask Santa that. We're going to try to cover a bunch of stuff this morning. We're continuing to celebrate the holidays here on Your Home, and for the last couple weeks, last week, Santa, or the last 2 weeks ago, we actually talked about holiday traditions around the world, and we learned how different people in different, of course, because you're at all these different places, and Santa Claus is present all over the world, of course, but it's different around the world than it is here in the States, and it's almost hard for us to imagine, what other people are doing when we're so caught up in the lights and everything and the traditions we do here. And we actually had probably one of your favorites, Rebecca Milner from Milner Southern Smoke, talking. She's actually a professional baker, and boy, did she bring us some cookies and some goodies at the last show.
I can imagine. She's a really good cook.
Yeah. So, you remember, you've been to her house many times and I'm sure you enjoy the treats.
Every year.
So, she was on the show with us as well. And then 2 weeks before that, we talked about holiday traditions in the home here in the United States. And we had a bunch of guests on, and people shared what they do in their home as adults now, what they did as children. And it's just been a great holiday series of shows we've had here. We're going to be going back to our regular shows, talking about, everything to do with the home inside and out in January. But what a great way to end the year, talking to the big guy in the red suit himself, Santa Claus, and I'm thankful that you're here today. Santa, let's not waste any time, because this is a short show. I've got questions from the listeners. I've got questions of my own, and so let's go ahead and get started. You think so?
I think that would be a good idea. I got a lot to do here in this next week.
I guess so. You got today's what do we got? About 3-4 days before Christmas.
Monday,
yeah. So Saturday. We're Saturday morning right now, so we've got just 2 days to go. So you're busy. So Santa, this is one of my questions. How do we know who the real Santa is?
Well, I get that asked a lot of times, and the only thing I can tell you is when you look in my eyes and you see that glimmer, you'll know I'm the real Santa. I have a lot of other Santas out there that help me throughout the years.
Yep.
They some have real beards, some have fake. Don't don't discredit them because they're really doing a good job for me, and I really appreciate that.
So it's the twinkle in the eye, and
in the eye,
I'm telling
yes.
you, I'm sitting here right now, and I can see that twinkle in your eye, and I'm almost like, wow, Santa's really right here with me right now. How exciting is that? So I guess Santa, you're thankful that these helpers are out there, because it'd be so tough for you to be, in all the different cities and places. And do these guys actually let you know what's going on? Do they talk with you or
all the time?
Yeah. So
yes.
So you're well in touch with what's going on.
Yes.
So Santa, I've got a question from one of the listeners. This is from a child, and they were wondering, what if I moved throughout the year? And this is a concern. I've heard kids, and I'm sure you've heard that before. Kids have asked you, what happens if they move, or they're not going to be at home, they're going to be at a family member's house or something, and they're concerned that, you might not be able to find them.
Well, my elves keep me really good informed about that. They know where you move, who you're going to be with, all times. So don't let that be a worry to you.
Santa, how is it that you do keep track of everything, though? I mean, what do you do? Do you have like a big log book, or what is it that you're doing? I would think in today's day and age.
Well, back in the day, we used to have big log books, lots of paperwork. These days, we use computers.
Oh, okay.
And it's a lot faster.
Oh, yeah, and a lot easier. You got a lot of people, and so
it's growing.
It is, yeah. That's really, really so cool. And do you actually do a map or a route? How do you know where to go first and what to do first? Do you take care of that, or do you have elves or somebody that's in charge of that up there at the North Pole, getting everything ready, or is it programmed into the sleigh where it knows where to go, or how does that all work?
Well, it's a combination of stuff. The deer, they pretty much know the route.
Okay.
They do it every year, so they're really good at it.
Yep.
It changes every year because people live in different spots. The elves help a lot.
Yep.
Mrs. Claus.
Good old Mrs. Claus.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you put her in charge of the doll shop. Is that true?
That is true.
Well, that's probably not a bad thing.
No.
You've got your hands full, I'm sure.
She's good at it.
Yep. So, Santa, another quick question for you. And this comes from another child that I was talking with, and they said, what if I don't have a chimney, in my house? How does Santa get in? If there's no chimney, a fireplace chimney. Most people have some sort of chimney on the house, but not every house has a fireplace in it.
That is true. Well, we have a special key we hang at the North Pole at my house, and every year on Christmas Eve, that key will open any door, any lock, in any building, and I can come right in and out really fast.
Wow, that is now I've always wondered how Santa can get into these houses and all. So you have a key that on Christmas Eve only, that key will open every door anywhere that you need to go.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, that is hard to believe. But I'll tell you what, though. This has been going on for a long time, Santa. You've been around for a long time, and it just seems that, you spread the joy of Christmas every single year for years and years. Since I was a little kid, I can remember writing a letter to Santa. You remember when I was a little kid, Santa?
Oh, yeah. I've gotten a few letters from you.
Oh, yeah. And then my kids all wrote the letters. And
your kids.
Yep. And now my grandkids. And in fact, I've got a letter that one of my grandkids wrote, and I'm going to read that right now. My daughter actually had to help her write it because she's just young. And I'm going to read this letter now. It says, Dear Santa, Hi, my name is Ophelia, and I'm 2. I live in Canada with my mom, dad, and my baby brother, Leo. My mom is writing a letter for me because I'm a little scared to sit on your lap, and she definitely is, as you know. She's a little frightened still at this point, as sometimes kids are. They don't quite know what to do.
Yes.
She says, but I will probably sit on your lap next year when I'm big. That's what she says. I've been a good girl this year, and I'm working on sharing with my baby brother, Leo, because sometimes I don't want to. For Christmas, I would like toys, books, and a ballerina dress. I noticed that you wear white gloves. I'd like some of them too, so for when I have a tea party, because I like to play with Tea Party and my dolls. Maybe you can get Leo a ball and some bibs because he drools all the time. I can't wait till Christmas. I made cookies with my mom for you, but make sure you brush your teeth after you eat them. So she's letting you know that she's got to brush her teeth when she eats, and she wants to make sure Santa takes care of that as well.
That's very nice. She takes care of her little brother.
And
like
she
that.
says, Merry Christmas, Santa, and say hi to the reindeer. Love, Ophelia.
Well, I love you too, Ophelia.
Wow, that's
and I
just
will take
awesome.
care of the reindeer.
Absolutely. So she's in Canada, and Sandra, do you go to Canada first, or do you go to North America first, or where do you start usually? I mean, it's a big world out there.
Well, we start the closest to the North Pole and just go right around the world until we're back to the North Pole.
You work it right around. Wow,
right
that's
around
amazing.
the world. Yes.
So that is just so interesting. Folks, we are going to take a quick break. My name is Elise McCollumn from Bullfrog Construction, and we will be right back.
Remember, this holiday season, there's one thing that will surely warm the heart. And the feet. New vinyl replacement windows from Bullfrog Construction. It's time to kick off the holiday savings here at Bullfrog. If you've been thinking about replacing those old, leaky, inefficient windows, now is the time. Huge holiday savings and top quality Energy Star products add beauty, comfort, and reliability to your home. And Bullfrog's professional installation, well, that's what makes Bullfrog Construction the right choice for your new windows or your next home improvement project. Call us today at 585-737-4553 for a free quote and learn more about our year-end holiday promotion. That's 585-737-4553. And happy holidays from our pad to yours.
Hey, this is Elise from Bullfrog Construction in your home. I'd like to wish you all a heartfelt Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from the Bullfrog family to your family. Merry Christmas! And we are back, and today I am joined by a very, very special guest. Santa Claus himself is in the studio here with me today. Santa, I'm so glad you're here. I mean, you got to be just crazy busy about right now.
Really, really busy this time of year, yes.
What do you do after Christmas when you're all done and you get back and everything's done? And I mean, do you start right over again for next year, or do you relax? Do you take a little vacation?
A little vacation, but yeah, we got to pretty much start right after Christmas for next Christmas.
Boy, oh boy, that's just something else. I got to tell you, it's just, I thought I was busy, but I can't imagine being Santa Claus. So I got another question that I want to ask. How about snacks? What really, really is Santa's favorite snack?
Well, I'm really fond of cookies.
Cookies?
Cookies and milks, my favorite. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there a particular kind of cookie that you like, Santa?
Christmas cookies.
Oh, you like Christmas cookies,
Yes.
the cutouts.
The cutouts
You like
with the frosting,
With the
yes.
frosting,
Yes.
okay. But you'll probably eat an Oreo, because I saw...
Oh, absolutely.
I saw an ad the other day, Santa, I got to tell you. I saw an ad the other day, it said, Oreo, the favorite cookie of Santa. Now, I don't know if that was really you, Santa, that told Oreo's your favorite cookie, or if that's just Oreo saying, we're trying to promote our cookies. But
well, I'm pretty fond of them.
okay, yeah. And there's another thing that I heard, and maybe you can confirm or deny this, because there's rumors out there about everything. Rudolph, I've heard that he has a favorite snack.
Yes, he does.
And what is that snack?
That is bubble gum.
Bubble gum.
Yes.
Bubble gum. Okay, so should the kids leave some bubble gum for Rudolph then? Because, Rudolph is the leader of the pack,
That is his favorite snack, but we had a little problem. He was blowing bubbles when he was driving the sleigh, and he it popped and got over his nose, and we couldn't see for half the night.
Oh my gosh!
So we had to do it by feel.
Santa, that is hilarious. So you're probably going to recommend that the kids don't probably leave bubble gum, even though it's Rudolph's favorite. You're probably...
Please don't.
Yeah, because it could cause a big problem. And so that had to be something else. Rudolph's up there, he's enjoying his gum, blowing bubbles, and boop, onto his nose, and now the lights went out. So
we found some humor in it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Hey, there's been some pretty big storms on Christmas Eve in the past.
Yes.
What would you do without Rudolph?
It would be very tough without Rudolph.
I mean, it can be pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Out there. And of course, when you get down in the southern states, it's not such a big deal. But
he's our fog light.
He is the fog light, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a question: how does Rudolph's nose do that? I've wondered. How did that happen? He's the only one.
Well, since he was born, we could never figure it out. It just is a miracle that happened that night on Christmas. It was a blessing that he had that.
Wow, that is so funny. That did he have it since he was a little?
He was born.
Since a fawn.
Yes.
And is it true that the other reindeer picked on him and called him names because he was different?
Yes.
What did you do about? Because he that must have been tough for him. All of a sudden his nose is all. And I saw the TV show that they had about you. And did his parents really try to cover it up and hide it from you, Santa?
Yes, they did.
And so what all happened there? I mean, how did you handle that?
Well, it was a little frightening at first,
I guess.
But then the storm kept gumming up, and it was just a blessing.
Rudolph saved the day.
And he did, and all the reindeer just love him now.
I can imagine.
So, yes.
But poor Rudolph at one point, though. Now he's a hero.
He is.
Just absolutely awesome. So that leads me to my next question. We're talking about the reindeer. How do you get them reindeer to fly, Santa? I've wondered that my whole life. I used to be coming home from my grandmother's house in the car, and the ice on the windows was so thick as a kid because we didn't have real good heat in the car as a kid. I'd scrape that ice off. It'd be 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be looking out that window trying to see you go across the sky, and I'm looking for anything I can see. How do those reindeer get up in the air like that?
Well, on Christmas Eve, we brush them down with a special dust that makes them fly. It's a magical dust. And it's only on Christmas Eve.
So they can't fly any other time?
Not any other day of the year. Just on
Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
Do they get pretty zippy and pretty frolicky when you put the dust on? And
they sure do. They're real frisky when it...
Ready to go, huh?
Yes, they are. Yes.
And so, the names of the reindeer. I heard the names are originally all Dutch names.
That is true.
And they all have kind of interesting, stories behind them, like, Prancer, Dancer.
Yeah, that gives their, that means the agility.
Right. Yep. So that's fun. And Blitzen
for his speed.
Yep. And so all of these reindeer then have names that are tied to their personalities and their strengths and so on and so forth.
Yes.
What about Cupid?
Cupid's one of my favorites because he spreads love all over the place.
Yep. Wow.
And very special.
Yeah, that's just absolutely awesome, man. I just love that. It's so fun to sit here and to ask these questions to Santa, what I've wondered all these years, and and then I've got the real deal sitting here with me, and I can ask the questions, and it's just so much fun to. It's just something magical about Christmas, isn't there, Santa? It's a magical
Christmas,
time of year.
Share your love. Giving is the utmost importance.
Yeah,
of Christmas and being with your family.
So, Santa, I guess your real name, when I read the history of you, Santa, you were actually a saint, St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas, yes.
That was your real name.
Yes.
And I heard that at one time you were actually a Christian monk, and you actually worshiped Jesus as the other Christian monks did.
That's true. Yes.
Absolutely true. And you believe in the same things that Jesus, which that's what we're celebrating. Is we're not celebrating Christmas isn't celebrating Santa Claus.
Christmas is the birth of Christ.
Is celebrating the birth of Christ.
Yes.
And through all history, Saint Nicholas, you worshipped and believed, and it's about charity and forgiveness, just like
absolutely yes.
Yeah. So when you come and you give. And you forgive. I've heard that you were a real fighter for those things throughout your lifetime, and you were just a big believer. Is that true over the years and years?
Yes, that's very true.
And so that's got to give you a real good sense, Santa, that you kind of mimic your life off the life of the Savior, off of Jesus Christ, which is what we're celebrating as a Christian. That's what we're celebrating on Christmas. Others are celebrating other things around the world right now, but as Christians, we're celebrating Christ and the gift from God. And
that's right.
And
yes.
You're certainly Santa, magical and fun. And you show the spirit of giving and love throughout the world, and that's a beautiful thing that you do. And
well, thank you very much.
So many kids love that. And so we're going to take another quick break here. My name is Elise McCollumn, and I'm here with Santa Claus, just having a good time here, and we will be right back.
Are your windows hard to open? And some do open, but won't stay open.
Oh boy.
Honey, call Bullfrog.
Are your windows drafty and cold?
Honey, call Bullfrog.
Is cleaning your windows a real pain? And have you had enough of high fuel bills?
Honey, call Bullfrog.
At Bullfrog, we make replacing your windows both easy and affordable and can save you up to 50% off your fuel bills. Never requires painting and makes cleaning a breeze. Call Bullfrog today for a free quote at 585-737-4553. That's 585-737-4553. Ask about Bullfrog's free window promotion going on right now. At Bullfrog, your pad is our priority.
And we are back, and I am joined today on a very special day, a couple days before Christmas here, by a very special guest, and I've been having so much fun, learning a lot, and I'm actually was a little bit nervous when I knew I was going to actually be able to do this show. Today, Santa Claus is with me here, of course. Santa, I don't know why I was nervous.
but I'm nervous.
You're nervous probably about making sure everything goes well and we don't have bad weather and so on, and getting everything out there for everybody. So I've got a few more questions from a couple of listeners, and one of them was, how do you get everywhere in one night?
Well, we have this clock at the North Pole.
Okay.
That on Christmas Eve we can freeze time on Christmas Eve, so I have enough time to get everywhere I need to go and deliver all them presents to all them
only
good
on
boys.
Christmas Eve, though.
Only on Christmas Eve.
I've
yes.
noticed when I've gone to bed before, it seems like, man, I slept a long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it. And then the next thing I know, I wake up in the morning, and there it was as a kid.
Yep,
you know,
presents.
the anxiousness, the presents and everything,
Yes,
and the
yes.
family. And
family, yes.
Isn't family important, Santa?
Absolutely.
I mean,
family is most important.
And Santa, you probably have a fairly good-sized family up there at the North Pole, don't you?
A real big family.
How many elves are there at this point at the North Pole?
Oh, if I had to take a guess, over 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you building and I mean...
Oh, yeah, we're always building.
I mean, you've got to have dorms for all the elves. And,
yep, sleeping arrangements,
and
absolutely.
Sleeping arrangements,
yes.
And you're expanding. And who does all the cooking? I mean, that's a lot of elves.
That is a lot of elves.
Yeah.
But they all join in and they all help out.
Everybody has a job.
Yes.
Just like at home.
Absolutely.
The boys and girls.
The good boys and girls, yes.
They should be probably have a job at home and helping out their moms and dads, right?
Absolutely. They should always help out.
Do you look, Santa, for that? Do you look for the boys and girls to be helping and so on and so forth? And
I do. I like kids that are good and try to be good. Yes.
Uh-huh. And so, Santa, what about the boys and girls who who may have a few problems throughout the year? You know, they don't want to, maybe they didn't want to get along real good with their brothers or sisters, or they had some trouble at school. I mean, what's the deal with that? I mean, everybody kind of slips up, right?
Oh, absolutely. I even slipped up once.
Oh, you did?
I did. Mrs. Claus was making cookies, and she told me, don't eat those cookies. Well, I had a really big urge to have one of those cookies, so I took one. And she come back, and she asked me, did you take one of those cookies? And I told her I did.
So you were truthful with her?
I was truthful, yes.
And then what?
And she made me sit there and look at those cookies and I couldn't eat any of them for a long time. So,
So even you slip up, Santa.
oh, absolutely, everyone does.
But tomorrow is another
day. Yes,
and so we should, like myself, I always try to Santa, even if I had a good day today, I try to make tomorrow a better day. And that's what the boys and girls should do, right? And even the parents.
absolutely,
everybody.
parents, children, friends.
This is about forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
And about new starts.
Yes.
That's what Christmas is really all about.
Right.
And so, well, that's good. It's good to know that even Santa has a slip up now and again. You know? Do you got any reindeer up there that are a little rascally at times, get kind of a little bit out of control?
Oh yeah.
Or are they all really
No, they're not all perfect.
a lot of different personalities?
Oh,
going on
absolutely,
there?
yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good. So you keep it all under control, though,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Yeah. So I got another question here, Santa, and the time goes so quickly on this show. And again, I so appreciate you being here with us today and
It's my
answering the
pleasure.
questions on the show today for us. What about all the toys? How do you get them in that sleigh? I mean, that's a lot of toys, Santa.
That's a lot of toys.
I mean, it's a lot of toys.
Yes.
How do you get all those gifts and all that into that sleigh? Obviously, you're a good packager. But how does that work?
Well, we have a thing, we shrink all them toys down, and they fit in this huge bag I got on the back of my sleigh.
Uh-huh.
And once I get them in your house and give them kids their toys, they'll come right back to the size they were.
So there's, again, a bit of magic.
Oh, absolutely.
A bit of fun going on here.
A lot of magic on Christmas.
I mean, I can only imagine. There is a lot of magic
Yes.
on Christmas, Santa.
Yes.
And it's just, it's a great fun time of year. It's a fun time of year to celebrate and to see family and to love one another and be reminded of the love that was
Absolutely.
given to us.
Yes.
And it's just a great time. And folks, we're so happy you're listening in to us today. I'm lucky to be sitting here with Santa Claus, having a great interview with him, asking the tough questions. And I'm going to ask Santa just maybe one more, because I know you're busy, Santa. You probably got to get back with it, right?
Oh, yeah. Busy couple next days here.
Yeah, I've got one more question I wanted to ask you. What about all these letters? Do you read all the? I mean, you've got to have like your own post office at the North Pole.
Well, when I'm not making toys or eating cookies, yeah, I pretty much read all the time.
You read all the letters.
All the letters.
So there's not a child that you don't look at their letter and try to do the best you can.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, that's really fantastic that you really take the time and you do so. And Santa, I can only imagine your house. That's got to be a really great house. How many Christmas trees in your house?
A lot. Hundreds.
I can imagine. It's a crazy place. All the
Yeah,
dorms
candy
everywhere.
canes, a lot of Christmas stuff, yes.
Yeah, I can only imagine how much joy that is to see your place. And I always wondered as a kid, again, what it was like to really see the North Pole and to see Santa's, the magic of the North Pole. But Santa, our time is just about out here today. I know you're busy. I can tell by the twinkle in your eye that you're kind of getting itchy to get moving. And I want to thank you dearly, dearly from the bottom of my heart for coming on the show and sharing these secrets and things that go on. I'm really interested in that key to get in everybody's house and every
Yeah,
building.
only Santa Claus has one of those.
That's amazing. Wow. And I thank you for coming. It's been a great 30 minutes together. And I want to thank our listeners this morning. Santa, do you have anything you want to say in closing out of the show today?
I would just like to say take care of each other.
Great
God
advice.
bless everybody. And Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you, Santa. Merry Christmas to you, and God bless you, too. Folks, thanks for joining us. I'm Elise McCollumn. You always make the show special by listening in. And Brian and the folks here at WLEA, Merry Christmas to all you guys. Thank you so much. We had a great year here on your home. We're looking forward to some great stuff in 2018. My name is Elise McCollumn, obviously from Bullfrog Construction. And folks, just Merry Christmas to you all. And remember, a house is made of bricks and beams. A home is made of hopes and dreams.
Can I say
Christmas.
one more thing?
Sure, Santa.
I would like to say it's not what's under the tree that counts. It's who's around it.
That's right, Santa, and that is great advice, and we're going to end on that, folks. Thank you, and God bless. Merry Christmas.